Okay, so here's the thing. What I'm trying to do here is put my thoughts on record about things that I've just been struggling with, man. That things that maybe they're just a part of growing up, and I don't know. Maybe that's just what it is, but there's just certain ideas and feelings and things that I just can't, that I've really been having a tough time with, and I just want to figure them out. And as I am figuring out, I feel like they're really important things to figure out. And so I want to put them on video for two reasons. A, I think that it'll have value for other people one day, but that's not really the motive. I think the thing is, when I talk about things, I figure them out better. And if I have a record of the things I talk about, then it's easier for me to go back and try and build off of them later. So I guess that's what I'm trying to do. So today I just wanted to talk about something that I felt today that took me a long time to kind of deal with. And for me today, that was self-loathing, right? See, so for the past like 6 months, I just turned 20 on June 21st, and it's June 30th today. And the past 6 months before I turned 20, I've been thinking a lot about a lot of different things. But today, yeah, so I just felt this intense moment of self-loathing today. And it was unbelievable. It got to a point where all I felt was like in the pit of my stomach, like I was really mad, and I didn't really figure out why. And I feel like if I keep talking about it, I'll figure it out. So here's the thing. I think self-loathing is such a, and I just lied there, I definitely figured it out. Someone just walked by me and I got really awkward. So yeah, self-loathing, okay. So the thing about self-loathing is that when I felt it today, what I felt was it got to a point where I finally understood why people hate life. And I know that sounds intense, but it was this feeling where I just hated myself so much. I hated my face. I hated people who didn't hate themselves. I hated my own success. Like, I hated any success I'd had in the past that wasn't immediately replicating itself right now because it made me feel like a failure. I hated other people's success. And dude, that's a weird thing to be feeling while you're walking in a mall. It's weird, but the thing was, it was this visceral feeling, and it was so strong, and I just couldn't look at myself. And it got to a point where in my head I was thinking like, oh man, if I could go back, I would just change. And I thought, what would I change? And then I got stuck there because what I realized is I would change nothing. And that's the weirdest thing, right? It was like, I wasn't mad. Like, even when I hated my own face, I was like, dude, it's not like you're ugly. And even when I felt this hatred of kind of life, I was like, well, what would you change? And the truth is nothing. I would change nothing. So it was weird. And in the depths of this feeling of just total resentment towards myself and life, I realized, I got to a point where I was just sitting there at the mall and I just wanted to cry, man. And I was so scared. And I think the resentment came from, when I thought about it, it came from this separation, this hatred of the fact that I wasn't, or that I'm not everything that I could be. And it's my own fault. Right? So what does that mean? I think, for me at least, I was suffering because in my head, I have all these ambitions and all these things that I want out of life, and I didn't have them. And I know that, it takes time to build things that are worth having in life and all that, and that's fine. But it wasn't even about that. It was this fear, because I really do believe resentment is rooted in fear. And it was this fear that, I wasn't doing the things that I knew I had to do to become a person I wanted to be, right? Because we can all imagine versions of ourselves that we don't hate, But in fact, that we'd be like, fuck, I wish I could be that person. And I had that too. The difference was, I didn't know how to deal with the fact that I also felt, I felt so far from it. And that, dude, that fucked me up. So I thought a lot about it. And what I realized was in the depths of kind of this anger that I felt came a voice. And it was this really aggressive voice that said to me, it's your fault. But not in a way that depressed me more. It was this voice that said to me, I am the king. I am the judge, jury, and executioner of my own life. And it brought me out. Because what that voice told me was that if I am the one who can who is capable of hating myself so much that I can bring myself down, I can debase myself, I can destroy anything I've ever accomplished and make it meaningless. In short, if I can be my worst enemy, I thought, what if I was my own biggest fan? If I was capable of being the demon that took me down to the depths of hell, could I be the angel that took me to heaven? And I know that sounds super metaphorical, but I really don't believe it is. Look, I haven't been blessed with the virtue of self-love. I'm often not, I wish I was just like my worst critic in a healthy way, but I'm not. I'm also the person who just tears myself apart. I say the meanest things to myself. But that voice today told me that, dude, if you are the one who can destroy yourself, imagine if you would also be the one who could lift yourself out of it. And that was really inspiring to me, man. Because what I realized is I think that's the key. That if you take complete ownership over your own life and you are willing to accept the mantle of everything, of the failures and the successes completely, then I think you can free yourself. And like that, it was gone. The hatred. Because I think self-loathing is, it's counterintuitive, but I really believe self-loathing is based in our belief that we're not completely in control of our own lives. I think that self-loathing comes from a place where we believe that somehow other people are responsible for things that aren't going the way we want in our lives. And then we hate ourselves because we feel it affect to that. And when you take that away, all of a sudden you realize it's just you, man. And when it's just you, you're capable of saving yourself. And if you just accept that, and if you accept that I am the only one whose voice matters, then shit, man. It liberates you. If you take the responsibility of becoming the person you are, and by that I basically mean, if you accept the responsibility of being the only one who can decide who you are, and if you decide you're the only one who is capable of taking you down the path of discovery, of self-discovery, then you can turn your self-loathing into strength, I think. Because what it gives you an opportunity to do is say, yes, I don't like this, the A, B, or C about myself, but I can change it. Because I'm the one who doesn't like it, and I'm the one who does it. And those things that I don't like about myself are made up of these micro decisions. Shit, I hate how I'm not healthy. Okay, I can solve that. I can solve that if I take responsibility for it. If I stop saying shit, it's because my parents aren't healthy, or shit, it's because, fuck, I'm not smart enough, man. Like, hell, I hate that about myself. But I take responsibility for the fact that maybe if I just close my phone 5 minutes early, man, at night. And you know, even that shit, man, that shit can be hard. Trust me, I'm not a disciplined guy. I try, but I'm really not. And maybe that's why I'm not all that I could be in life. But if you break it down to micro decisions, if it's like, dude, I wish my teeth were whiter. And like, you break it down into, okay, can I, at the end of my shower, reach my hand towards my brush? And I mean that like legitimately. Can I reach my hand towards my brush? And prove yourself that you can do that. If you basically break it down into the smallest constituent parts of the easiest things that you are capable of, or that I'm capable of in its simplest form, then it just becomes a lot more accessible. You know? Because then I can do the things that I need. And I'm totally rambling now. But I think it's all part of the same idea. You know? What I realized about self-loathing today is that self-loathing is a really valuable emotion because it reveals to you the strength of yourself. It reveals to you that you are capable of hating yourself, which means, by the same token, you're capable of loving yourself, man. You're capable of raising yourself to the highest possible bar. And when you just accept the responsibility of becoming, you accept the responsibility of being what you can be by putting the mantle in your own hands, the same way you put the mantle of hatred in your own hands, then it frees you, dude. It frees you, man. So I guess that's what I learned about self-loathing today. You can, you know, that shit can, it's an important emotion because it shows you what you could be on the other side. Yeah, I think I'm done.